We'll be in 3.
I can see your 203-pound fupa shaking with your fucking nerves right now, Raymond.
Thank you, Richard. How are you?
Great. Congrats on the rapid
that metallic
weight loss.
jacket you're using also for weight loss? Is that like one of those things that like keeps the heat in so you're sweating?
So, Bobby, I think you're just jealous that, I'm starting to shrink down to your size.
I'm not jealous at all. I'm just
no.
I
can see the fear in your eyes that
a lot of nerves, on the show.
There's a lot of nerves right now.
Now, I am interested how accurate Bobby's portrayal and text chain from that mentally.
I never got an answer to that, by the way.
You never gave us an answer about the gay thing either. I mean,
about the what?
Well, you never
taking up the butt, Bobby. You didn't have to. It's fine. You didn't have to deny it. Neither. Don't deny. Don't confirm. It's fine. But I am now very curious about Ray's fucking magic drug that's making him drop 13 pounds in 3 days.
No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you because you're going to search it and you're going to tell me I'm going to have like some sort of kidney disease or fucking AIDS or some sort. I'm going to be like, what?
Just old-fashioned Adderall. How do you think he's plowing through producer duties?
I just read a headline that said Johnny Manziel lost 40 pounds purely on a cocaine diet.
I saw that. That was on Barstool. I giggled.
Was it?
Yeah, he's skinny as shit too. He's skinnier than Bobby.
I doubt it. Probably takes.
I could be a pro quarterback.
D's up to B too.
Well, yeah.
You could be probably as much as Johnny Manziel was a pro quarterback. We all could be a pro quarterback because he sucked.
I can suck.
Yeah, we know, Bobby.
Yeah, we know, Bobby. Speaking of sucking, what do you say we start the show, the Simline Sports Show? We talked the latest and greatest in Boston sports with some jokes in between, mostly at Ray's behest. But today, I guess we're going hard in on Bobby, which I'm okay with.
That's not the first guy. That's not the first guy that's gone hard in on Bobby either.
There it is. See if we can hit that quarter right off the opening take. Speaking of open takes, Bobby, why don't you kick it off with your opening take?
It's with my pleasure, my utmost pleasure, to announce that this past Sunday, season 5 of Food Network's Tournament of Champions has begun. It is the next March Madness, baby.
I forgot he's a big fan.
Fuck baseball. Fuck everything else. Way better. I guarantee way more people tuned in to watch these culinary warriors battle it out in the kitchen. It is fantastic entertainment. I am glued to it. Let's fucking go.
I forgot
how much of a Food fucking network guy that Bobby is.
Was that a top 5 we did favorite TV shows? And Bobby,
yeah, he just
Food Network.
Bobby Flay, fucking guys, diners and dives and drives.
They're great. They're great.
That's so
Bobby listens to.
It's so off character. It's great, but it's totally off character.
He eats nuts and berries, and yet his favorite thing is
None
to
of these
watch
things
is
are
the Food
true.
Network.
None of these things are true. They're all slanderous lies, and you'll be made to answer for them.
Yeah. Speaking of nuts and berries, Ray, why don't you go with your opening take?
Thank you there, Richard. I'm going to steal one from Bobby. I'm going to talk some baseball because spring training has begun. And is there a mutiny going on in Fenway? Because the Red Sox, not only the fans are disappointed, but former players are coming out speaking about how bad this product's going to be. The manager mysteriously was sick the first day, and now their star players also talking about how how ownership hasn't gone out and done anything on the offseason. There could be a mutiny going on. This could be probably the worst team in MLB history, possibly.
It's definitely not the worst team in MLB history, but
it could be if they don't want to go out there and try. I mean, this could backfire on John Henry.
And not be. Their talent is still too good. They are a laughing stock. We'll get into this, Raymond. It won't be the worst team in MLB. You fucking dope.
It was a question. It was a question mark, Richard. Question mark. It wasn't. I was
just not teasing. It's a tease.
It's a tease. Like your mother does to me on Wednesday night.
I understand. Okay. All right, Ray. Settle down here.
He's not in the mood tonight, Raymond. He's not in the goddamn
He's very... Were you drinking not clear liquid tonight? Are you drinking some hard stuff tonight?
No. Shut the fuck up. Let me go to my opening take.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Similar to this show and what we have going on right now, the Patriots apparently, after their first press conference with their 17 new fucking coaches, are all about the vibes. They're not about the X's and O's. Specifically, we're asked not to talk about the X's and O's. It's all about the vibes down there in Foxborough. Gerard Mayo has them sipping on the koosh, and just vibing out, having themselves a day down there. I don't like it. We've said it from the beginning. We didn't like this guy. It's going to be hard shoes to fill, but their overzealousness to distance themselves from the way Belichick handled the media is gross. He was hired whenever he was hired months ago. He has yet to say one thing football related, not one, other than they're drafting a quarterback with the 3rd overall pick. That's it. Hated the press conferences from their first from the coaches we got this week. So we'll talk a little Patriots. Raymond, we'll also do some NBA talk. It was All-Star weekend in the NBA, and a lot of negative feedback from that league coming out of it. Could be in trouble. The NBA is in trouble. Has been for a while. Was it last week or the week before we had a strong NBA bitch fest?
I think it was the week before. It was the week before All-Star weekend.
You don't have a lot of good things to say about it.
No. Well, if you missed that show, people, we're basically going to do the same thing tonight, All-Star edition. Bitch about the NBA because it is in rough shape. The Dynasty dropped. Bobby, have you? I know Ray has dipped into the Dynasty on Apple.
Yet, no.
Okay, well,
did you not hear about the Food Network's fucking March Madness tournament? Of course, Bobby doesn't have time.
No, because I watched that. Okay, that's fucking why it takes up my time.
Yeah, thanks for preparing for the show, Vine. Well, we'll clue you in. Spoilers coming, Vine, you fuckface. First 2 episodes, we're going to describe them in detail, right into your eyeballs. That and Patriots notes. We have some off-season roster news, and of course, I want to get back into those pressers from Gerard Mayo and his cronies down there. Get back to your Red Sox mutiny, Raymond. Simplest minds of the week, and somewhere in here, we're going to do a Simple Minds Save Sports segment, which always goes pretty good. Got a good idea for this one. I think this really could work. So stay tuned for that. This is the Simple Minds Sports Show, Friday Rewind, Thursday night, February 22nd or 23rd. Dealer's choice. As it says here in Ray's email that he put together, and I'm not bashing you on this, Ray, because I Ron Burgundy. If it's not in the email, I don't talk about it. Sometimes if it's in there, I still don't talk about it.
Sometimes.
And right here, big bold letters, the largest font of the email, bolded and underlined, play opening video. Flawless execution.
Thank you. That was perfect.
You're welcome. It was really good. Thank God you put it in the email. Never would have happened without it. If you are watching on YouTube, you're welcome. Bobby's got a new room tonight, so it looks spectacular.
New mug? Is that a new mug behind you?
Always new mug, new room, new mug.
I thought it was a broken butt plug. Just the top had fallen off.
Nope. That would be one big butt.
Fucking mug
that would be one big butt.
Yeah, what kind of mug is that?
It's a dumbass mug.
It's just a mug.
It's the top
What
is
about the fucking mug?
The top is smaller than the circumference of the mug.
It's a football mug. It looks like a football.
I see. You really are Johnny.
Michigan. It's Michigan football.
Is it Michigan?
Yeah, that's a Michigan mug. Yeah.
Did you get it after they won the championship?
I don't know. I've had that mug for years. I don't even know why it's there. This whole room's a fucking mess because it's going to get torn down.
Oh, yeah. We're going to go to the new room next week, so that's fine.
Yeah, there will be. Yeah, yes, there will be. I'll tell you later.
Great. Looking forward to it. Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, whether it be on YouTube, your preferred podcast platforms, tell your friends, rate, subscribe, review, and as always, tell your mothers. Boys, I think the NBA may actually be in trouble. Now, it's when I say trouble, it's not folding. It's a very profitable league. It's very popular. However, this is the most negative press cumulatively, with mostly everybody coming from the same point of view that I've heard about this league in a really long time. This is off the cups of the NBA All-Star weekend. Are you typing or something, Ray?
Nope.
What is that goddamn tick-tick-tock tick?
That was me typing.
Fuck.
You believed him when he said that too? It was blatantly obvious.
Well, I
can see my dumb face like spaced out, like not knowing what the fuck he's doing right now.
I was very much parenting you, giving you the chance to confess. But when I see you fucking,
and I was being a child saying, "No, Dad, it wasn't me."
solo finger in the keyboard like you're
gonna have
puckering
to
your mother's
tighten up your
asshole.
parenting routines
Oh,
because you fucking
Richard.
believed the kid.
Yeah, I got better kids than Ray as a human, I guess. The NBA, the overwhelming response from that NBA All-Star Weekend was boo, boo, boo. Fuck these players, these assholes. A despicable, embarrassing, disrespectful are all words that I heard describe the NBA All-Star game, which ended in a 211 to 186 score. I don't even give a shit. Who won the MVP?
Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard stole the MVP from Jaylen Brown, who was trying his goddamn hardest to win that MVP award as a back-to-back for Tatum and Brown. And don't tell me these guys don't care about this shit. That's 100% what Jaylen Brown was going for. He wanted to be the king of All-Star Weekend, starting with that fucking lame-ass dunk contest. Told you that shit was coming.
Called it.
I'm snip-snapping on this a little bit with Jaylen Brown because I think he did it for the right reasons. I think the dunk contest has lacked stars in it for a very, very long time, ever since basically LeBron came in the league and refused to do it. Everybody followed suit. This whole NBA problem is LeBron's fault, if you ask me, and his pussy-ass behavior and his business-first behavior and his player empowerment movement. So Jaylen Brown was asked to do it, and he said, fuck it, I'll do it. And he was the first actual player to play in the All-Star game and compete in the dunk contest since 2016 or something. So I told you last week, he's not a good dunker. It was not going to be good, but he did it anyway for supposedly the betterment of the league. And then the mistake the NBA did is they rigged that shit and they sent him to the finals even after his shit ass performance. Because the other kid, who's you're muted. The twin.
What twin?
Not the McClung kid that won. God damn it. The tall guy played for the Knicks. His brother played for the Knicks. The only four guys competed. I'll look it up. That guy should have won. He had the best dunks.
I didn't watch dunk contest. I don't like.
I happened to. I don't even know how. I don't even know how it happened. Anyway. Here, I'll read you some quotes from after the All-Star break. So this is from Stephen A. Smith on First Take. Quote, what transpired last night was an absolute travesty. No defense, no effort whatsoever. This is an ultimate indictment against the NBA stars who show up on All-Star weekend. You play harder in the summer league than you when you're training. That's all anybody's asking, is you give the fans at least that. These guys go play at the Drew League. They go play and pick up basketball, in Rucker Park, all these places.
Park one. They always go up there and try to steal
exactly. That's the main point is you can catch them in the summer playing pick up basketball real hard. Why can't they play in this game?
Because they want the money.
Kendrick Perkins. So I have a thought on that. Kendrick
Toppin,
Perkins.
by the way, Jacob Toppin.
Thank you. That guy, I mean, he was doing 360 through the legs dunks. I mean, they weren't the greatest things we've ever seen, but they were better than everybody else. And they let Jaylen Brown go into the finals with that fake ass bullshit D Brown thing, which again we call
that was terrible. That was fucking terrible. He dunked the ball and then did the fucking I did the no look. Worst dunk I've ever seen. Like
yes, Ray, but didn't you not?
We saw some better dunks at the CLB dunk contest.
Ooh. Oh well, yes, that goes. That goes unspoken. And for anybody who doesn't know,
we were trying and we didn't get paid.
No,
we were the only ones watching it too.
We got paid in glory. Yep. Yeah, CLB League was a league we created in a church parking lot, and we played on not an 8-foot hoop, but I'm gonna go with 6.5 foot hoop, and
with what was the ball? And a 3-inch ball?
Yeah, it was a very small. It's basically like a prop ball that you put on the.
And we had to make our own uniforms.
Exactly.
Yeah, you had to make. Yeah, very good. That was probably the best time of my life. It just went downhill from there. It was embarrassing. It was disrespectful to the game, says Kendrick Perkins. To be an NBA All-Star, it's an honor. Do you know what I would have felt like if I got to an All-Star game? Perkins said. Perkins points out players won't say it publicly, but in order, this is where I disagree with him. Players won't say it publicly, but in order to move the needle, in order to get an All-Star game where they actually competing, what's going to have to happen. Sorry, reading Kendrick Perkins' actual transcript.
I was going to say, thank God you're making fun of me for fucking writing that. That was a copy and paste, baby.
Think about how Kendrick Perkins talks. By the way, this is probably cleaned up. There's no way like.
Oh yeah, that's definitely cleaned up. Someone fucking read over that and was like, I can't do this.
In order to get an all-star game where they're actually competing, you know what's going to have to happen. The NBA is going to have to increase the incentives, Perkins says. Perkins said it's probably going to have to be a monetary incentive for the players, similar to the $500,000 prize that was given for the winners of the NBA inaugural in-season tournament. Nope, not true. No amount of money is going to get these guys to compete. The only thing that's going to make it happen is can we start just putting the onus on the players? You don't try because you're bajillionaires and you don't give a shit. If you give a shit, you'll try. That's it. That's the only thing that'll fix it. And what's cool about this whole thing is now the internet is just throwing in our face like the greatest all-star games from 2003, the Stephon Marbury versus Kobe one, and like 2003. It doesn't seem that long ago, and they were playing. Like we thought those all-star games were bogus because they weren't trying.
Which one was the one with Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson go? Was that 2000? When Allen Iverson tried to cross him over. It was just like one of those rite of passages when you're going against the greatest of all time. You know, let me see what I can do. Let me see how I can match up with the greatest of all time. I'm fucking trying to make a name for myself in this league. Let me see what I can do against the best. And
I remember
now these players don't care. What's that?
I remember some good ones with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Well, you had guys like
memories with him.
Those guys were breaking in $80 million contracts. It's not the money. You had Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett going in there. Stephon Marbury would never back. Allen Iverson never backed down. Like you just had guys that wanted to go in there and weren't buddies and didn't give a fuck and wanted to win and compete. That's it.
I don't think that the buddy thing doesn't even matter. I think that it doesn't. It's just they wanted to show that they could compete with the best of the best. Like they belong in this league, and this like I can go up against any player in the league.
Well, it's like when we were you're mentioning like the 03 thing. I'm thinking, all right, so that's what in high school. I remember I cared about those things then. You know, you would watch that. It was something that you cared about. Like, is the All-Star game something kids now care about, or like is there just too many other things going on that just there's so many other things for people to consume that the All-Star game just doesn't rate anymore. You know, when we were kids, the All-Star game was a fucking event. Like we didn't have.
I don't know. I think it's still very big. It's still very big in NBA circles, and God knows I don't know what the kids are into these days. But
3-point shooting, that's why Steph Curry was out there with that girl. I don't even know her name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but I think that's why they're highlighting that with the LED court and shit like that
too.
That was actually cool.
Ass? No, I liked it. That was a great part of the. I thought the 3-point contest needs to stay. I think that one-on-one to get the girls to watch it, you know, the competition against Steph Curry and how you were saying, you know, she even shot from NBA 3-point line. She didn't move in. I thought that was fucking amazing. I thought that was one of the best things to watch all weekend.
Yeah, it's Sabrina Lunkos. I can't pronounce the last name either. Lonescu. It's not even close to how it's
Vine. It's Vine.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm glad Steph didn't let up and won, and it is like that. That is cool because you watch the 3-point contest and you're like, wow, these guys are putting on a show. 26 points, 28 points. Damian Lillard comes through in the clutch, hits his last shot to win it. It's like, okay, that's cool. That was exciting. And then Steph comes out there like,
watch this,
just drops fucking 29, like kind of in an exhibition. Still to show he's the best in the game. It was kind of cool to watch. And then, that girl coming out was all fun. That was all good. And then the dunk contest was a disappointment like it has been for a decade. And the All-Star game was a fucking joke. And
did you understand the Michael Jackson glove at any point when Jaylen Brown put that on?
No.
I didn't either. When he came out, he goes, I guess no one knew what I was going for. Michael Jackson was born in Indiana, so it was like a tribute to him. I'm like, you might want to have said that before putting that fucking thing on and then going out for a dunk because no one knew what the fuck you were doing out there.
It was cringe. It was cringeworthy. The whole Jaylen Brown experience was cringeworthy. He was trying to be a showman. That's not his game. But again, I snap on the idea of him not doing it. I think he was trying to do something for the league and move it forward and so whatever. Kudos. Don't come back. Don't do it again.
Oh, he said he would come back. He said he would come back if they invited him back.
If he's asked, he's not.
Yeah, if he's asked. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all set.
The one last point in this All-Star game, you had like Indiana legends Larry Bird and Julius Erving and a bunch of NBA legends were there. And it was reported, I just read this today, that there was like 3 NBA Hall of Famers, including Larry Bird, that went into each locker room before the game and basically begged them to compete. Like, don't make a mockery of this game. Go out there and show the world what NBA All-Star talent's all about. And Luka
Said,
shoots
"Fuck
it
you,
from
Larry."
3/4. Yeah.
Hey, Larry, fuck you. Go
Get the
sit down,
fuck out of here,
motherfucker.
Grampy.
It's just really gross, really despicable. But that's to say, if it was just the All-Star game, then sure, it doesn't really matter. And the All-Star game is probably heading down the track of the Pro Bowl, where they're just not going to play it, or you got to play play 21.
There's no need, though. You can play competitive basketball without getting hurt. You can understand why they won't play football.
I totally agree with you. I understand, but
Ooh,
if you
Buggy
follow
Bill.
the trajectory of what this is looking like,
I
I'd
hear
rather
you.
watch them play a 2-on-2 or something than that fucking garbage. That's not worth watching.
Would you watch a one-on-one contest?
No, I hate 1-on-1. I think it's the stupidest.
All right, I'll take that back. I retract that
Yeah.
statement.
3-on-3 is the closest you're going to get, like the Big 3 tournament. That's why it's popular. 3-on-3 is a good game. You still got pick and roll. You've got switching defense.
What'd you say? You have what?
I said 3-on-3 basketball is fun.
No, but what did Rich say? The D word, what'd you say? They have what?
D?
Defense? That'd be interesting to see what happens in the All-Star game. Even in the NBA with defense. See how that works out.
Yeah, which brings me to my point. This is not just an NBA All-Star weekend problem. It stems from the lack of competitiveness across the league, and the fact that they are all CBA brothers working towards one goal to empower the player and take money out of the owners' pockets, because the owners are rich white guys that don't deserve what they have, and they're the product. And Kyrie Irving wants to start his own league, blah 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 blah. LeBron James is a billionaire, and it's ruining the sport. All that shit may be true. I mean, on its surface, all of it may be true. They are the stars, they are the product. I get all that, but at the end of the day, it's still a product that needs to be digested by the viewer. And if you dilute that through lack of competition, which is what the whole thing's based off of, then the product sucks and it suffers, and you lose people, I think. And you're seeing it. You can cross. You can say the same thing in the NFL with the way that they're doing things, but this in the NBA, the reason why it's so, I think, in your face is because it's an intangible. They're not changing the rules on these guys like the NFL, cutting out the legs from defenders to change the game. These guys are just not bringing it. They're just not bringing it.
Yeah,
point blank.
Analytics has also ruined basketball in the 3-point shot and the spacing and all that bullshit.
Yeah. So Ray, when LeBron retires, will it help change the philosophy of the league? Tatum has come out and said that he doesn't believe in rest days, and also came out in an interview with The Athletic that said that he can be the face of the NBA when LeBron is gone. Can Tatum save the NBA? I do think you have, we've talked about this a little bit of a shift in some of these younger guys. Anthony Edwards is keen on, I'll snip step here and say competition, but non-rest days. Tatum is very vocal on it, not taking, those Labor Days. So maybe there is a youth movement of guys that feel differently, but that doesn't mean they're tough and they're going to go in there and.
No, absolutely not. But I'm just saying, like, do they need to change a philosophy, a new voice in the league? Like, LeBron's been doing this for what, 20 years now? Like, does they need a new?
I think LeBron is not much anymore. I mean, this is as little, and I don't watch a ton of ESPN anymore. I'm sure they cover the shit out of LeBron, but it's not LeBron's league, in my opinion. Like the Lakers blow, and he's not making an impact like he did even a couple years ago. It is Steph's league, certainly more than LeBron, but there's a ton of individual talent that I think is showcased in the NBA, and Tatum's certainly right up there at the top. But I think if you're asking for the answer, I don't think it's LeBron leaving. I think they have to start adjusting the rules in game to move the game back away from the 3-point line, somehow incentivize low post play, stop the flopping, get to your officials that allow some physicality, just tweak the rules a little bit that make the game more physical. If you make it more physical, you will create enemies and you will get more competitiveness. That's human nature.
They
But
need
do you
to
think the players
legislate one-on-one competition within the game.
Say that again, but
They need to your point. When I watch basketball games, all I see is a passing and shooting competition. It's there isn't the actual one-on-one athletic competition that takes place. Whereas you're competing for position, different types of other pick and rolls. They don't do it. It's just they just pass the ball around, shoot a three, then they run back and they do it again.
Yeah. And what I'd like to see is someone zag while everyone's zigging. So you've got an entire league that is built on big wings that shoot threes. So defense is switching everything that doesn't allow for what you just said, Bobby, one-on-one competition. Can someone tell Joel Embiid to stop shooting threes with his 7'3", 300-pound frame and just start owning the paint and zag this game back, from a three-point contest? Like you see it in the NFL when a trend goes this way, the next great team does something a little bit different to beat that competition.
That way. Yeah.
The NBA,
that's the new trend.
Like everybody saw the Splash Brothers and with the Warriors and tried to do that, and nobody's Stephen Clay, so it's not going to work. Somebody just go get a big ass fucking Jokic is the next closest thing that you can.
But he still shoots threes. He still shoots threes. He still goes. He has an outside game.
He's still the modern big.
That's the that is the big though. That's what everyone in the NBA wants, is a big who can shoot the three outside and maybe you have a nice inside game.
Yeah, that's why the Celtics got Porzingis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just give me a Duncan and Robinson combo that just dominate the paint.
Twin Towers, baby.
Give me a Hakeem. Fucking Hakeem had that fucking Hakeem shake, the dream shake. Oh fuck, that was the best.
It's just more entertaining. Watching the Celtics is nauseating.
Bring back Charles Oakley.
Boring.
Okay, that's what I want.
A big cunt.
Give me Charles Oakley, Antonio Davis. Who are some more of those power the fours that came in just to foul and rebound?
Rodman. Remember Rodman? Rodman was the perfect. He couldn't fucking make a basket for the life of him, but
but Rodman's a goddamn Hall of Famer. He's averaged 40 rebounds a game. The Charles Oakleys of the league were like they were the enforcers in hockey, just like the
go out there and foul,
coming off and they were the Greg Greasons of the NBA. In 6 minutes, they had 6 fouls, no points,
but pissed the other team off so much that it threw them off their game.
Threw the other team
just smelled on the court, just reeked of just foulness,
fucking fury. In a word, physicality, or in another word, just what? How did you put it right just a second ago? What do you need?
Cuntiness.
There you go. A couple of big cunts to come into the league and really shake
Raymond Langevin making his NBA debut.
I remember when Mark Chamberlain coached. I remember when Mark Chamberlain made me coach. He goes, "Hey, you're an asshole. Go piss this guy off. I don't care if you foul out. Just do it." I'm like, "Okay." And I pissed the guy off, got fouled out, and that was a span of 5 minutes. I'm like, "Thank you. I'll be sitting down now."
Yeah, we lost that game by 30.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of cuntiness, let's throw over to headlines with the obvious one.
Richard, thank you.
Oh, you're doing it live, are you?
I have to do it live because you demanded it. So thank you there, Richard.
Okay,
the NBA All-Star.
You're going to put yourself, you're going to make us watch us while you read, or?
Thank you, Richard.
Turn on the music. You turn on the music a little bit. The music's pretty loud. We're not going to be able to hear it.
So that's what I asked you earlier in the show, but you didn't listen. So
it wasn't
the NBA All-Star Weekend.
It was not this. Oh.
Hold on a second, Rich. Hold on. Thank you. The NBA All-Star Weekend has come and gone, with the East beating the West 211 to 186, and what many are calling a defensive masterpiece. Just kidding. Adam Silver was pissed about the lack of effort by the players. Celtics are back in action against the Bulls Thursday night as we record. Bruins snapped their losing streak Monday against the Dallas Stars in a 10-round shootout. They followed that up with a 6-5 overtime win against the Oilers. That is very loud, so I'm going to turn that down even more because Rich was wrong. They followed that up with a 6-5 overtime win against the Oilers. Next up for the Bruins is the Calgary Flames as we record. Red Sox newest acquisition is 35-year-old Liam Hendriks, who will not pitch till at least the trade deadline after offseason surgery. Great pickup. And finally, on this day in 1986, despite losing, Boston Red Sox Wade Boggs gets largest arbitration in MLB history with $1.35 million. This has been headlines with the obvious one. Back to you, Richard.
You stop me. Oh, nice fade. Nice fade.
Thank you. See how I did that?
Now, just to be clear, that was not the same song, nor the same.
Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. I didn't see all the text messages. Go ahead.
Private chats. I'll read them for you. Hey, that's too loud. Hey, fatty, turn it down. Great pickup. Great job, Ray. Anyway, if you're gonna quality check the product before we go on live,
I did, and you said that's perfect. You said perfect.
That was not the
Did you
same
not?
song, nor was it the same goddamn. You played a different song.
Oh, so now the songs are different, so the volume's different. Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
What I'm trying to tell you is practice like you play. You're going to throw something with no context and ask me for my opinion. I will give it to you within the context you give it to me. And then you throw a completely different situation that you're looking for help in. It doesn't fit what we were doing. How is that supposed to?
All right,
work?
so let me throw this situation out. I have another problem in a situation you may
This
have.
is not on my mother joke. This is not my mother joke. Nope. I call you can't do it on my mother joke. Nice. Excellent. Was it going to be a good one? Did I stop a good one? No way it was going to be a good one. It was going to be pretty
Well, I was going to ask you how many fingers your mother
Nope,
likes.
nope,
Is
nope,
it
nope,
two,
nope,
three?
nope, 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 nope. Speaking of fists, The Dynasty on Apple TV. Bobby, this is a docuseries about the New England Patriots, which is the show in which we cover things on the New England Patriots. If you're looking to catch up on that. The Dynasty, a highly anticipated documentary on the dynasty of the New England Patriots from 2000 to basically the end. We don't know. It's being released 2 episodes at a time every Friday. Ray and I have watched the first 2 via our text chain. We know that Ray hell freeze over and Ray got an erection watching this. You got a Patriots boner, especially when they started to really railroad poor Drew, my guy, poor Drew Bledsoe.
Oh, they didn't railroad him. They fucking took a bus. They ran him over, and then they backed it up. And then Ernie Adams got on and said, "Do it again, motherfuckers," and did it again.
They send poor Drew to the cleaners, Bobby. And Drew
Drew's
Bledsoe's in it. He's in it. They can't.
He is like he does an actual. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, he's in it.
He does a sit down. It's actually cool. So one of my questions, and Ray can answer this, or we can talk about it, is
Well,
what is
Bobby
it
can answer
honest?
too.
Yeah, maybe Bobby can answer it. Is it honest? Well, Bobby can answer this before we move on, because this may sway me one way or another. Were you a Bledsoe guy, and then were you a Bledsoe or Brady guy? Like when he was,
I was a Brady
drafted,
guy. Once it came down, I wanted them to keep Brady.
Okay.
Playing.
Well, before that, were you a Bledsoe guy before 2000, before Brady? I mean, when he went to the Super Bowl.
I mean, he was the only quarter. Yeah, I mean, so he was really like the only quarterback of the team that I could remember. So I was a fan of his. But then once he had left, and then the team was succeeding, I wanted them to continue with Brady.
So what you're telling me is your level of cynicism started at the age of 1993, because my story, and Ray doesn't. Me and Bill were Bledsoe guy, got the jersey,
Bill
hero.
I never had a Bledsoe jersey. No, never had
Bill
one.
and I, it's a children's story that him and I are writing about fucking your mother. I didn't even mean to say that out loud. It was in my head and it came out. Oh yeah, a little bit of devil's lettuce before we came on the show.
Oh, did you? That's why you're a little groggy tonight.
Yeah. Anyway, he was a goddamn hero. Okay, Bobby, don't bring this fucking.
Drew Bledsoe was a goddamn bum. He was
Yes,
a
Bobby,
bum.
yes!
He fucking
Unbelievable.
blew. He blew. Okay. He
hindsight-
gave that job up. He made Tom Brady by being terrible. If he was a competent quarterback, Tom Brady would have been riding the pine.
Drew Bledsoe sucked at the end for the Patriots, but he was not a bum. They went to the Super Bowl. He was a Pro Bowl quarterback. He was the first
How'd
ever
that go?
$100 million guy. He was the first overall pick. He was not a bum.
In
He was a-
1996. In
Yeah, he was a
1996,
very good
he was
quarterback.
good. That was 5 years later.
Him
5
and
years
Ben
later,
Coates and
he
Madden
turned into a
95 button
bum.
hook was unstoppable, you sons of bitches.
He wasn't unstoppable. Mo Lewis fucking
playing video
trucked
games,
him,
loser.
knocked his shit out, and then Brady came in and turned into Brady.
That's
God,
also not true,
You said God wrong. That's
which is why I asked the question. Do you think we can start with the Drew Bledsoe because we're on it, but do you think it's portraying the beginning of the dynasty honestly? So what I was surprised with those first 2 episodes, it's 2 episodes, 2 hours out of 10. They haven't even got to the second Super Bowl yet. They haven't even got to the second season. It's just that basically
they haven't even got to the Super Bowl yet. They haven't got to Brady's first Super Bowl. They've stopped it on the Tuck rule.
they haven't gone through.
Yeah, they haven't even got the fucking first Super Bowl yet. Basically, you just saw like how it all came into fruition with how Kraft got the team, and then how they lured Belichick from the Jets to the Patriots, and how basically he did the same thing in Cleveland with Bernie Kosar, and how he was the franchise guy, and that Belichick didn't want him anymore. And they said, fuck that. I'm not going to listen to you guys. I'm going to go with what my gut is. And he sat Bernie Kosar. And I guess that was a huge thing in Cleveland back in the day. And Bledsoe and how please go.
Oh, no. I was just going to stop you on the, well, this is my question because I don't think it's an entertainment piece, but the Bernie Kosar decision in Cleveland, the year after they won 11 games. And then they beat the Patriots in the playoffs. It's not like he got rid of Bernie Kosar and then they went to shit. They kind of went to shit the year after, but Belichick made so many enemies in that town. The Kosar thing came back up when he finally got fired. And oh, by the way, they moved in the middle of the night and stripped that poor city of their football team to go to Baltimore.
Part of the thing was that Belichick was kind of set up to fail because they had already announced that they were going to move. So the whole organization was like in the bag.
Yeah, they hated him. They're hanging dummies of Modell and Belichick like in the parking lot, like literal gallows with the dummies hanging. It was brutal. But then they try to equate that to Bledsoe and Brady, and I also don't think that's true because to your point, there were a ton of people that were over Bledsoe at that point. Ray, do you have that screenshot of the stats with him and Mac Jones that you sent? Can you find
keep
that?
talking, and I'll tell you right now. Yeah,
the stats are abysmal. Like they're awful. This last 2 years as a Patriots was really, really bad. So that decision for Belichick, I guess you could certainly call it risky. You're benching $100 million quarterback because of injury for a kid that looks okay. Basically, that's what Brady looked like when Bledsoe was ready to come back. He looked pretty good. He just looked okay.
Well, it was the last 26 starts for Bledsoe, so it's not his full career. Obviously, this is Mac's full career, but Mac had the better record at 8-18. Bledsoe 7-19. Passing yards, Mac was better, 5,378 to Bledsoe's 5,362. Both had 25 touchdowns in that span. Interceptions, Mac was better, only 24. Bledsoe had 32. Fumbles lost was the big one. Bledsoe had 14. Mac only had 9. Completion percentage, Mac was better, 65 to Bledsoe's 57. Sacks, Mac was better, 58 to Bledsoe's 83. 83. Jesus.
That's crazy.
It's the sacks, fumbles, and interceptions.
Yeah.
Like he was just a statue back there.
He was, and that's what they said. When Ernie Adams comes on pretty much and says he's like a war hog getting ready to get attacked by lions or something like that. I was dying laughing just thinking of you, Rich, because I know you're a Bledsoe fan, but I hated Bledsoe because of that fact that he was just a statue back there. And when Ernie Adams comes back there and says that, I just fucking died laughing.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Bledsoe fan, but obviously you can't deny how bad he was at the end. The Ernie Adams appearance in that is baller. Like,
Do you want a fucking 30 for 30 on that guy? Just when he
Dude,
goes to his
he's
super road in his fucking, suburban fucking Massachusetts home, and
He's
he's just
featured
coming out there.
in those in it a lot, actually, isn't he? In those
the second episode, he was in there a lot.
The second episode that
he
dropped
has
it,
a lot.
Scott
Yeah,
Pioli
yeah.
is in it a lot. I'll tell you who is not in a lot and does not want any fucking part of it. Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
He
obviously, yeah.
is stonewalled.
So the funny part
time.
is they talk about it too. Is that like all the players and GMs, whatever, come in, like they walk in from the side and then they sit down and they like adjust themselves, and then Bill Belichick's already sitting there going, like he doesn't. You could tell, like Rich is saying, he does not want to be a part of this at fucking hall.
So do you think this gets released this year if they didn't fire Brady or fire Belichick? So the whole
absolutely.
The last episodes are what they call the end of the dynasty. Yeah. It has to be Belichick leaving, or are they calling the end of the dynasty Brady leaving?
I think it's Brady leaving.
See, I don't think they release it if they didn't fire Brady. I heard today.
It's off the book. I mean,
I keep doing that.
It's off a book, so I think they're just going off the book.
True, good point.
But I did hear today.
Book was already written. That's a good point.
The Wickersham book. I did hear today
it's not Wickersham. It's Jeff something or other.
No, I did hear today that the first release of the trailer for this came the day after the Patriots lost in Germany to Indy.
Oh, weird. What happened then?
Basically, Kraft said, if we don't go win, you're out.
Bye-bye, Bill.
Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how they end it. And if they're calling the end of the dynasty when Brady left, first of all, if that was pre-written and conceived before Belichick was fired, what a burn on Belichick.
I mean, he has nothing to do now. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's not true. He has a consulting job at Nebraska.
I did see that.
He's consulting.
Yeah, they're a great program over there in Nebraska.
Yep.
They're getting better, aren't they? Bobby Bukaki?
They're the same. They're just whatever. They're a team.
Bunch of whites.
Yeah. They can't get good players to go play in Nebraska. They don't want to go there.
Anything else from this from these first two episodes of Dynasty, Ray? You'd like?
No, I'm just looking forward to tomorrow when it gets released, the next two episodes, and I can't wait to see the Aaron Hernandez thing, because if they're going to dive deep, that's one subject I can't wait to hear the dirt on.
They are. You're getting more than you normally get from. I mean, so as an example of that, when the whole Bledsoe thing is being talked about, Kraft said, I thought Belichick did this team a disservice when he did not put Bledsoe back in to start. That was after the St. Louis game. Brady had like 3 picks and they lost. And Kraft said,
he pretty much said, I wanted Bledsoe to be the starting quarterback. When
he said, I think I wanted Bledsoe. And Bledsoe went to Kraft, and Kraft said, I'm with you. I want it to happen too, but that's not going to do any good for the team or for you if I force you back in there. And also, if it blows up in Belichick's face, then we can put the onus on him. So this whole thing is getting approved by Kraft, which always makes me go,
not a meddling owner, Kraft.
No, always playing the right hand there.
Yep.
I'm not going to step in. That'll be bad for business. Sorry, figure what I was going to say. But anyway, Ernie Adams stole the show. MVP of the first 2 episodes, for sure.
Yeah.
Kraft gets a little cozy with his QBs, huh? The past 2 QBs he became buddy with.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Bob.
He called Bledsoe his son too. He's like, I thought he was one of my sons.
What, just because you play quarterback for him, he's your kid? Grow the fuck up.
Love Mac too. Yeah.
How does Jonathan feel about that? How does Jonathan feel about him calling?
He called him his son too. Do you remember that? Jonathan was in it, and he was like, he treated him like.
He was very quickly too. He was very quick on that episode. He wasn't in there very long.
Johnny Kraft.
Nobody. They're keeping Johnny Kraft in the shadows of this football operation. Him and Robin Glazer have nothing to do with football. If anyone asks, they have nothing to do with football.
Nothing.
Speaking of the management down there and the vibes we were talking about.
Good vibes.
I want to get to the vibes in a second, but the only news we have of late from the actual team is the recent cuts, which include Lawrence Guy, Trent Brown, and Adrian Phillips. Bobby, good, surprising. What's your opinion?
Adrian Phillips, not surprising because he didn't play defense at all last year. He just played special teams, so I think that was coming. I was a little surprised at Lawrence Guy because he was a starting lineman. He's going to have to be replaced, but who knows? They're probably doing a Dune defense. So no, I wasn't too surprised by it. They're probably going to go youth movement on defense, and they get to save some money. So we'll see what they do with that money. I didn't think it was too surprising.
Raymond?
Trent Brown had to go. I mean, he was fat, out of shape. You could just tell that he just isn't motivated anymore. He wants the money in his hand, and then he'll start trying. But I think he's over the hill right now. I think that's a great release. Lawrence Guy is the big one. I mean, obviously he was had the most tackles on the team last year, so that was a surprising move, especially two defensive side of the ball moves with Mayo being there. So I wonder what he knows why. I mean, obviously he knows why he released them, but it would be nice to hear why he wanted to release these guys instead of just us assuming why they released them. So a lot of weird. It's going to be a weird dynamic going into this offseason because there's going to be a lot of moving parts that we just are going to question the whole time.
I think they were probably a couple of leaders on the team, I think, from what you'll hear. And I think they might be doing a little bit of a house clean. Just get all the old guard out and start fresh.
Yeah, I wasn't really surprised by anything. Lawrence Guy was the leading tackler. You sure about that?
Not the leading, but he had the most. I don't know. Sorry, Rich. Sorry.
I love when Ray just fucking says stuff. No, Lawrence Guy had 38 tackles. Juwan Bentley had.
Sorry, Rich. I said sorry, Rich.
Fucking close. Which is my great point. I don't think Lawrence Guy played a whole lot last year either. He played an okay amount. They also had a contract issue with Lawrence Guy last year before the season. So yeah, I think they're going youth movement. These guys, it's not surprising to me. Either one. Adrian Phillips, to your point, didn't play. Trent Brown had to leave. You remember the interview he gave basically right after the season ended and just ripped the team apart. Talking about, he's a prick. So yeah, I have no problem with any of that. The other guy that is not cut yet that I read would put their cap space up like another 13 million or something. JC Jackson, get that guy out of here. What are you waiting for?
I know. What are they waiting for?
He has mental health issues, guys. Come on. You gotta be,
They got to bring him into a safe space before they can cut his ass.
Well, you got to walk on eggshells on that.
They probably cut the other two players out of respect, so they have the most amount of time to find a new team. They'll wait to cut J.C. Jackson to the very last fucking second, so it fucks them over.
I can only hope. Franchise tag period has begun. The deadline for that is March 5th. In my opinion, there are two options for the Patriots to tag, and really only one. So you got Mike Owinu approaching free agency and Hunter Henry. My opinion, it's Henry. The franchise tag. Well, here, listen to this. The tight end market blows. There are just not very many tight ends out there. There's not very many tackles either, but tight end market is not good. Hunter Henry with Phillip Rivers was a Pro Bowl, borderline all-pro tight end, catching touchdowns. His first year with Mac Jones, he had 9 touchdowns. He is a top caliber tight end in this league. The franchise tag number for that, if you give him a good quarterback, the franchise tag number for that position is $11 million. It's kind of nothing. Offensive line. Offensive line is all bulked together. So there's no tackle and guard and center. It's all just offensive line franchise tag. It's $18 million. So Mike Owinu for 18 or Hunter Henry for 11.
Mike Owinu.
Go on.
Well, you just need to protect the quarterback, whoever that's going to be. If it's going to be a rookie quarterback at 3, or you're going to get it later in the draft, or a free agent. You need to protect a quarterback. That you couldn't do that last year. Like you said before, Richard, I'm not saying that this is my idea. This was your idea all along. You need to start building inside, work your way up. I'm just saying. So, yeah, if you can build up this offensive line, But yeah, and speaking of tight ends, your mother's ass is very nice as well. But yeah, if you can build up this offensive line and build it out, I mean, you can protect the quarterback. You can make these guys look good. You can get a Gardner Minshew in here. You can get a Baker Mayfield if he can come up here. I mean, that's what you need. You need to protect the quarterback. Ramondre Stevenson, you're going to run. How are you going to have him open the hole like your mother's ass? You're going to make holes with a goddamn offensive line to make go straight up the lip. So therefore, you need to build up this offensive line. Mike Winu would be more important to sign than Hunter Henry.
Agree or disagree, Vine?
With the mother, first with the Kathy,
enough, Ray, enough. Come on, I'm gonna have to. I can't even beep you on this. You hit your quota. You're done for the night.
Well, if the question is tag on Wenu or Henry, I would rather tag Big Mike. Tight end for me would be more of a position I just punt on this year and just sign some guys that are. Re-sign Farrell Brown, just have him as part of a committee where you get another 2 or 3 guys that are just of that caliber that you could just pay really cheap to fill out the roster. But I would spend money for the offensive line. I don't know if he's the type of tackle that you want and if you want to pay that much for a guard, but just based off of being a more important position, that's what I would do.
God, you sound like Belichick, and you sound so wrong. And Ray, if you don't start banging around on your fucking keyboard and your mic, I am going to.
No, that was me. So Rich, I went to go get another beer, and when I came down, my small frame hit the table next to me. So I apologize.
I see. Now that you're not fat anymore and you're skinny, your bones are protruding out and knocking the shit into your fat fucking gut.
I'm not.
What's the word you
This is why you idiots are wrong. You idiots are fucking wrong. It's about the cap manipulation and money. $11 million to 18 is not insignificant. It's another player. It's another player of value. And just because you don't franchise Michael Winu doesn't mean you don't sign him. You can sign him for less for a longer term deal. He's younger than Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry in a one-term deal going into his 30s. You still need someone to catch the ball, and you can't punt on tight end, Bobby. You can't punt on an entire position.
Punting on tight end. I'm punting on tight end.
They've done that the last several years. You can't do it. Talk to me while Mike Gesicki and punting on tight end. You can't do that.
He's not a tight end. He was a receiver that lined up at tight end. He didn't block anybody.
He was a slash.
Their best receiver is Hunter Henry. You don't look $11 million for a guy that is arguably top 6, top 7 in his position group is a no-brainer. Michael Winu, Mike is not even close to that number. Is not even close to a top 10.
It would be taking money but Philly. It's like what they did in the first free agency. You're giving good money to really good money.
Who do you want? Who do you want to sign for? Who do you want over Hunter Henry?
It's not what I would want them to do is just whatever this free agent class is give it to the talent. If the best talent there, I don't care if it's defensive players or whatever it is, if you're going to pay somebody, give it to the high end talent and then find other ways to draft and bring in the talent on the other side. Not just
believe Mike
just because you need a starting tight end, pay $10 million for any starting tight end you can find.
It's not paying $10 million for any tight end you can find. It's paying tight end $11 million to one of the better tight ends in the league.
For Hunter Henry,
that's
and we've seen what Hunter Henry can do. Hunter Henry isn't changing. He's not going to make us better. He was a part of the worst offense in football last year. So why are we going to pay him all that money to bring him back?
When it was the second best lineman on free agent.
No, I agree. But the question was which one would I rather? And I would rather go offensive line. So I'm fine if they both go, but I'd rather pay for an offensive lineman than pay for a tight end.
I don't follow logic. I don't agree. I mean, you're going to have to pay for a tight end anyway, unless you're literally just going to put literal scrubs. Then you're not bettering your team. They have a shit ton of money to spend. It's got to go to somebody. They have to spend money to get the floor. They're going to spend like $50 million just to get to the floor.
There's going to have to be some positions that they kind of just are going to field. Like they don't have enough good players to really round out every single position group with like real quality players. There's going to be a position group that kind of gets looked over.
Fine. I'm not going to work around the circles, but my only point is the question was tag, not sign, tag. Hunter. Okay. Well, you guys are wrong. The guys who are not getting tagged, which have come up in Patriots rumors down in Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans, neither of them got the tag. They gave it to Antonio Winfield, I think. Either way, Baker Mayfield has been rumored to the Patriots. Mike Evans has kind of off and on weirdly been rumored to the Patriots over the last a number of years. Oh, so the questions are: would you want him?
Yes.
Talk that through me, but here's your parameters, and here's why it could be possible without tagging them. There's something like 15 or 13 million of dead money on the books right now with those two guys for Bucks. So it's a little bit far-fetched to see them signing them after they already. So you're gonna have dead money on them and their contract. That's usually not how it goes with these guys. So the point is they're probably going to get to the market. Baker Mayfield's probably going to get $30 million a year, if not more. And Mike Evans is probably going to get somewhere to $17 to $19 million a year. So call it $50 million for those two players for call it a 2 to 3 year contract. You in?
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect bridge quarterback, is it not? And you can still compete on the field. You have Mike Evans, who is, I mean, probably past his prime a little bit by a year or two, but he's still that elite player that you could put out there better than anything you have on this roster right now. You can put him in there, plug him in. Baker Mayfield, perfect bridge quarterback. You can still draft someone in the second or third round, bring him in to lead this team, hopefully sneak out 9 wins, maybe. It would be a fun product to watch. He has that gumption out there that he could actually go over and he's going to try, and he's not going to look like a fool. He can run, scramble. So if you put something in front of him with this lineup, I think you could be an 8-9 win team. So yeah, I'd definitely go after Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans.
So just so we're clear, Bob, go ahead, Bobby.
No, okay, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say,
he's going to shit on me. Go ahead.
I was all in until, $50 million for an 8 or 9 win team. Okay. Bobby?
Yeah, no, I mean, Mike Evans, yeah, of course. Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, short contract. I mean, he's not going to be a part of the next great Patriots team. He would just be a receiver that you come in to have on the team to have a competent player that is, so that way that, like Ray says, they can win some games. That's what he would be for us. But I mean, Baker Mayfield at that price inhibits us from filling out the entire roster, which we need to do, which I don't think would be beneficial for us. I think you get something close to his level of play for much less than that. The player I don't have any problem with as a bridge quarterback, but I don't think that for the Patriots, paying him that money is a good decision.
I mean, do it. They have so much money to spend. They need solid quarterback play to get them back to some type of level of competitiveness. Baker Mayfield has proven to be more than just a guy. He dragged that Tampa Bay team to the playoffs. He had really excellent performances doing that. He seems like he's growing up as an NFL
motherfucker. So you shit on me because I said they went 8-9 games, and you said, why would we do that? But now you're saying, yes, sign Baker Mayfield.
Well, I don't want Mike Evans.
You fucking asshole.
Give me the 30 and take the other 20 to fill out the roster, as Bobby would like to do, with shit-ass tight ends, apparently, because that's how we're going to get better.
At least he's protected, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, because the tight end has nothing else to do. They're not already blocking.
No,
Mike Gesicki. Bring Mike Gesicki back. Throw him on the fucking end of the line.
No,
for
he's a bum.
He's not a tight end, as Bobby already said. He's a fucking wide receiver who lines up as a tight end.
You guys, we realize
I listen
how
to Bobby.
bad.
Fucking Richard doesn't listen.
I don't really like Bobby's opinions tonight, so I'm getting angry. You realize how bad the
fucking
quarterback market is? Like, just the entire NFL, how bad quarterbacks are. Baker Mayfield's like a top 7 quarterback in the goddamn league right now.
I know, it's disgusting. It's filthy. It's vile, and I hate it. And I won't be a part of it. I won't.
Well, whatever. Take your fucking Jacoby Brissetts and your shit ass tight ends and go to fucking Indianapolis or whatever, where you'll be respected. I don't want that shit. We're vibing here in New England, okay? We're goddamn vibing. Did we talk about that yet? Did we talk about the Patriots coach's press conference? Other than
you briefly brought it up in your opening tape.
Okay,
well, I know we all hate this. So, Bobby, get back on my good graces here. Can you please shit on Gerard Mayo and his 17 new coaches and how the only thing they have to fucking talk about is how they want everyone to get along and play for each other and good vibes down there?
Yeah. Again, Gerard Mayo's collaboration tour continues. He also, again, he has still yet to discuss anything football. All they've done, the coaches have had like this meet and greet where they met with the personnel staff and with other Patriots players. Where basically it was like a show about how un-Belichickian they are. All of their coaches. I mean, eventually, still at one point, maybe they will discuss a football plan, but it isn't happening anytime.
Gerard Mayo said 2 or 3 times, I'm not talking about X's and O's. When
I don't think he
asked
knows them.
specifically about it, we're not talking. He was asked, did you hire Alex Van Pelt because of the way his offense performed against your defense? And he said, I don't know, kind of, maybe. We thought about it a little bit, but we're not talking X's and O's. Van Pelt's a real good guy. He's a character guy. He's a good communicator. Actually, AVP is what he calls him now. So we got Thunder and AVP, Alex Van Pelt. Everyone's got a fucking nickname down there. It's going to drive me crazy. We'll see how those goddamn vibes go when they're 1-6, and Baker Mayfield's getting shit kicked out of him because he's throwing to Mike Gesicki. Ray, what do you think of the vibes?
No, at least he's protected because he's going to have a nice offensive line in front of him when Michael Wenu gets franchise tagged. Well, what do I think of a vibe? I think this is going to be a 4 and maybe a 5-win team because this team is just being run by a guy who doesn't have the experience, who doesn't belong in the coaching carousel, who got this job because Kraft fucking pulled the trigger way too fast and wanted to get rid of Belichick. I think Mayo's way over his head, and the 17 coaches that he has underneath him are also guys that don't belong in those positions and are just there because of this is too soon. And Belichick should have been here fucking another year or two. And then Mayo should have got the changing of the guard and the coach's whistle. But now we're just going way too fast because Kraft's trying to save face. So I think the vibe's going to be terrible come mid-season.
He started the press conference off with, I think it's really important for me and my coaches to have a great relationship with you, the media. Since when? Who gives a shit? Like, what are you talking about?
Did they win games?
Like, fuck you, Bill.
Yeah, does the media win games? No, it doesn't. You fucking go out there and have X's and O's. We want to know your philosophy. What kind of game plan are you going to run? Are you going to be running an Alex Van Pelt? We're going to run the ball so we can make it to the Super Bowl? Or are you going to have a fucking West Coast offense where you're going to throw the ball and have all the schemes and
they don't know yet, Ray.
They don't know anything. They don't know anything right now.
Is so clean right now that they're going to wait to see what free agency brings them and then make a decision.
It's the only plausible explanation is they aren't tied to a single player on that roster, and they're basically after the draft and once they see the team that they actually have, then they'll come up with a fucking scheme. That is what they're doing.
That's so fucking bad. What organization have you ever seen do that that's succeeded? That's actually done something. That this is fucking nothing that you ever seen.
Put it this way. I bet that's been done before. They're just the first fucking ones to say that that's what they're doing.
Yeah, you know when it was done? When Belichick kicked Brady out of town and waited for Cam Newton's scraps to come rolling into the Foxborough to run the offense. They're following the Belichick playbook, but they're telling the media about it, which Belichick didn't do.
Yeah.
And not to mention, like, he should know better. He's played he's only knows New England. You want to get nice with the New England media? Their whole job is to tear you the fuck down.
It's not going to work. Then they're just going to make fun of you for being a big fucking wussy.
Yeah. Wait, watch how quickly this guy turns into Joe Mazzulla. Watch how quickly this guy becomes defensive.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Richard, well done. Well done.
Watch him defend his decisions based on the analytics the nerds bring to him.
Does Mayo have a history of hitting women? Or is that just Mazzulla?
I don't think so.
I
don't think so.
That's good.
No,
so
his character, Mayo's character is untouched. Yeah, it's impeccable. He worked in the corporate world, don't you know? Have you heard that yet?
That's true. That doesn't mean a lot. I work in the corporate world, and I'm a cunt.
Yeah, ditto.
And you also
exactly
the ass, Bobby.
The stuff that he says, I'm like, I say that shit all day long, and I am bullshitting my ass off all day long.
You know, I get so good. You get really good at it.
I'm very good at it.
They just know they're like,
you are very good.
I'm also not a football coach.
Yeah. I mean, apparently you could have been. Both of you. Yeah. You could have been.
Still got time.
Yeah. I just gotta get in with thunder.
Just gonna lay down the thunder. Clap, clap. Is Mayo younger? Mayo's younger than us now, right? Or is he our age?
I think he's 37. 37.
Slightly.
Yeah, maybe our time has passed us by.
I told you.
That's unfortunate.
Fuck. Okay. We're gonna do a quick break. Oh, should we bitch about the? Should we keep the bitch fest going about the Red Sox and then save sports, or vice versa?
It's up to you. Dealer's choice.
Well, I asked you for a reason. You want to step up and make a goddamn decision? You want to join the
I like to go
corporate
Red
world here?
Sox. I like to go to
Fine.
Red Sox.
Okay, quick break, and we're gonna talk a little Red Sox right after this. Thanks to Dr. Big Bag's big brain decision making.
I was told I'd be informed on why the Queen is the Queen.
Oh, you're right. That was really perfect volume for that break, Ray, on that song. Could last a little longer. Generally, you want to go about 15 seconds there.
Ray's heard
Oh, 50
Ray's
seconds is
heard
a little
that
too
before.
long. And your mother doesn't like
Okay,
15
yeah.
seconds.
So the Queen, who you just saw on screen as our screensaver, our
That's
one
fine.
time,
Who might make an appearance next week if he's home on time.
yeah, okay.
See, now you're starting to figure out why he's the Queen. I
He's
can't
the
do
Queen
Tuesdays. I do
because-
Tuesdays. You do Thursdays. I might make it. I might not.
we were basically on Queen's time at all times.
All
Whatever
time.
was scheduled. I can't start till 7. I'm ready at 5. You guys want to do 5? I can't do 7 anymore. Tuesday's good. Well, actually, Wednesday's probably better. Should we do Wednesday? But he wouldn't demand it. It was like a real passive aggressive slide in, like, hey, I think like 7:30 might work actually better for me tonight as opposed to 8:30, which we all agreed on, and I'm sure you set your schedules too. So we were on the Queen's time, and that's why we call him the Queen. As the screen says. A lot of words here, grammar guru, in this Red Sox mutiny.
Ooh, thank you.
Not really parsed out too much. Should I just read them verbatim?
No, I just went on a little tangent. That's just I was tunnel vision. I just took everything into one and I just threw it all down. No commas, no punctuations, no question marks, no periods. I just threw it all together. Go ahead.
Whatever it is will be news to me, so fire away.
Okay. I'm not going to read this. Here's the gist of the Red Sox.
Oh my God.
They
You motherfucker.
it's just
I asked you to read the email beforehand, and you said I did. You didn't.
spring training
Go
is
on.
here, and it looks like the Red Sox may have a mutiny on its hands after last year's winter weekend that blew up in the owner's face and the fans booing them off the stage this year. They thought taking phones away would solve the booing. Wrong. I don't know what that means. They took phones away?
Yeah, they made him like so. If you go to a comedian or
Was that like
show,
the AT&T outage? Is
They
that
make
what
you-
this?
no, they make you put it in a bag and there's like locks it up until the thing's over.
Like at a comedy show?
That's
They
what I
are
said.
awful.
Maybe you should.
The fan outrage is at an all-time high in Boston since ownership group refuses to spend money. But now the players and coaches are getting involved. This reads like a comic. The first week when the savior's coming to save the day. The first week when pitchers and catchers reported to Florida, Alex Cora was asked about the potential of him being here next year, and he didn't give a typical answer. Instead, he said, "I don't want to be doing this for 10 more seasons." Then he said, "I read Guardiola's book." Who's Guardiola?
Just keep reading. Keep reading. Don't
Guardiola's
ask
book, and
questions.
he said that when you spend more than 5 or 6 years in one place, it can take a toll on you. Who's
Do you wanna
Guardiola?
ask- your mother's lover.
If that wasn't enough,
Wales.
now you have your lone star player on the roster, Rafael Devers, with his interpreter, said Tuesday, everybody in this organization wants to win, but from the fans to the manager and now the star player, there's a huge fuck you to John Henry and the Fenway Sports Group. There's no saving this team while ownership group is here. The Red Sox signing 2 guys who are injured and won't play the season. Only direction this team is going is to save as much money as possible. The ticket prices also went up this offseason. That was Ray's synopsis of the Red Sox so far.
Also, the guy that I hate the most,
I
the
didn't learn
former second baseman, Dustin Pedroia, also came out and said that ownership should start spending money. This free agency is a joke in that they are not doing.
Do you have to stand on a box while he said it because he's like 5'2"?
Yes.
He's called, you can refer to him as Laser Show or Dr. Laser Show, and that's it.
Or Pee Wee.
Otherwise, you can keep his name off your fucking
He
mouth,
plays
right?
second base. It's like the fucking dumbest position in the second base.
God bless you, Bobby.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah, Bobby was right field backup. The
That was a board show, Bobby, probably.
It was left field, you asshole.
yeah, no, it wasn't. It was right field. Because you suck. The the overall sentiment here is the tides are turning on Mr. John Henry. We understand. Sam Kennedy came out, president of Red Sox this week, and said that there were parameters set on Craig Breslow, financial parameters. He said that the questions and the anger about the team not spending is justified. He said that out loud. Basically admitting that they're not trying to sign anybody. Then the first day of camp, to Ray's point here in his nice soliloquy, Rafael Devers, your only star, day one of a 10-year, $310 million contract, comes out and slams the ownership. That's not normal. That doesn't just happen all the time. And it was through an interpreter. And based on what I was listening to today, the interpreter did not give the whole story. Basically, Rafael Devers motherfucked the Red Sox up and down. The interpreter was like, baseball's not very good for Rafael in Boston right now. He likes a different change, please. But Rafael was like, fuck this team. Yeah, baseball, no bueno in Boston right now. So yeah, Devers speaking out. You have Alex Cora, not so subtly talking about this team is not good. Not everybody can be the Dodgers, I think was his exact quote. You have the president of operations in baseball for the Red Sox saying parameters were sent from up above from team ownership. You had Tom Warner in the fall saying that we're going full throttle, how to back off of that. So you've got big time players in this organization lining up against the decision not to spend when everybody knew that they needed to spend and should spend. They're $40 million under the luxury tax, and their team's worth $5 billion. And we all know the Fenway Sports Group is building their portfolio with the Penguins and Liverpool and the PGA Tour and want to buy an NBA team in Las Vegas. We all get what's happening. And John Henry has buried his head in the sand since 2021 is the last time he spoke publicly. And in my opinion, right, this is good. This is a good thing because the pressure is finally starting to be applied on the top of the food chain, which is John Henry. It's being applied by your $300 million player. It's being applied by your manager. It's being applied by your president of baseball operations. They're not carrying his water anymore for not spending money in the way that they should.
No, I totally agree. I want this to happen. This is the backlash you need for them to maybe get the kick in the ass to go out there and start spending money like they used to. You get former players. You got your star player, your only star player, Rafael Devers, going out there pretty much saying, you know what, this offseason was a joke. You guys didn't help the team at all. You guys didn't spend the money like we need to. There's so many holes in this roster right now that we're not going to be a competitive team. We're going to be last again in the AL East. So maybe this is the wake-up call that the ownership group needs, is to hear former players like Pedroia. Ortiz has also been vocal about this. So it's a very refreshing to hear that not only the fans are having a backlash, but now players and former players also.
Sound like a bunch of losers. They're all a bunch of whiny babies that aren't getting what they want. That's what it sounds like.
They are baseball players. It's also not going to work. John Henry doesn't give a shit. So buckle up.
Do you think he's dead? Do you think that's why you haven't heard from him since 2021?
Could be
definitely dead on the inside.
Situation.
That could be a spirit walk. But Bobby, do some deep dive for next week since Rich won't be here.
He does look skeletony.
He looks like he could die at any moment.
There you go. Fingers crossed. I don't mean that. Yes, no, I don't. It's for you to find out. All right. Quick break. Actually, do you have Afternoon Delight keyed up, or do we have another Afternoon Delight? Thank you, Raymond. And we're going to save sports after this. After all this bitching, we're finally going to save sports. That was a nice picture.
Was a totem pole with you at the bottom. Phenomenal.
Oh, weird. What does that represent?
Totem pole of dumb. You are the
Thank you.
bottom of it.
Thank you.
The base, the bottom of
You.
it's full of dumb. And case in point, is really perfect timing because I asked for Afternoon Delight and you said, "Yep, I got it," and then you played that.
I told you. Do you not remember our text exchange where I said there's all Buffalo 40 music tonight?
Oh, that includes the movie clip?
Yeah, because it gets blocked.
YouTube's so stupid.
It is stupid. I agree. Fucking Chinese.
Okay, take it easy, Clinton Bigsby. We don't need. That's gonna get us blocked. Keep going on that fucking train.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna save sports in one swoop, one big massive swoop across professional sports, specifically American professional sports, especially the big four, really the big three. Talking NBA, talking MLB, talking the NFL. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to double the entire league, the entire size of the league. 32 teams, now are 64. Like that math? Suck it. There are now 64 teams. We're going to introduce relegation.
Yes.
So you
Who
can
does
take
that?
those.
Wait, who does that real quick? Just so before you save sports. Who does relegation?
Bobby and I do it generally on Tuesday nights.
You
motherfucker. Relegation comes into play. You've got 32 teams to work for. You want to split that into two tiers. You got a low A, high A type of situation. You can, to your point, European Soccer League, that thing. Welcome to Wrexham. If anyone watched that, that you understand how soccer works because no one actually watches it because it's stupid. You can tier yourself up through relegation back into the major leagues. But here's the key point. Now, and this goes back to the All-Star conversation we had about the NBA. You take that revenue. There's no additional revenue. If it is, it's very minimal from these shitty little podunk lower league teams. And you split it across the board. So you re-economize all of your major sports because money is the root of all evil. And that is what is ruining professional sports and the capitalism that is taking place. Jaylen Brown makes $300 million. And you got that guy, and then you got rookies. And that's basically how professional sports has evolved in the NFL, NBA, and MLB, especially. So to say it one more time, we're going to take these leagues, we're going to double them in size, we're going to create lower leagues with the bottom half, we're going to introduce relegation, the last whatever number of teams, 2, 4, 5, whatever. You get relegated. But importantly, the most important part, we're going to take all of that revenue, spread it across the board, so Jaylen Brown can no longer make $300 million. The money's economized across the board, and you bring in a little bit more competitiveness because not everybody's worrying about that next $300 million contract they're going to get. It's more important to win. And you've got guys that are coming in the league that actually give a shit instead of just wanting the contracts.
For it. I'd do it.
Will it work?
No. Oh, fuck no.
I mean,
Well,
to your
tell me
point
why.
about not diluting the product, you don't want the product diluted, then you can't double. You'd be diluting the product by having that many new teams.
Because
Product
what
would get diluted.
kind of players are you going to talk about now? Like, who's
Yeah.
going to be on this?
You're gonna be
They're
They're
running
all
out
the
of
same
team.
goddamn players in the NBA. They're still the same players that are there. You just take half their fucking money away, and then you give 32 other cities teams. So you got you got minor leagues. It's just like minor league baseball. Minor league, the MLB is not diluted because you have minor league baseball. It's just the lower, skilled players playing the minor leagues. And sometimes you find some diamonds in the rough.
I
and you
like
get some
your idea, but instead of doubling the size of the league, you just
Triple
take
it,
the
you're right.
NBA and then you cut down the league size in the NBA from 32 teams.
No.
to
You're missing the whole
to
point,
20
Bobby.
to
It's the money.
24.
It's the money. Now you're doubling
I
these
like what
people's
Bobby
money.
did.
They give up.
No. You're still taking your idea about the money, but what you're doing is you decrease the league. You make it make each more of these contracts that you get in the NBA harder to get to. And also it's less games. So all of the games that you play, it's more appointment viewing. In the NBA, it's just like the NFL. They only play it on 2 days out of the week. It's like every NBA game is on like a Wednesday and a Saturday night, something like that. So you know exactly when to see it because we got so much other shit going on that we don't even know when these games are for random Tuesday night games in Milwaukee. So make the league smaller and make it more appointment viewing. Make it more to drive competitive that way. Less games. Each game means more. Kind of more like the NFL. Each game you need.
I'm okay with less games, but the less teams is diluting the point of less money. Money is the root. Money is
Bobby's right,
the
though.
evil.
You don't. Why would you have 64
But
teams? Why would you just do 20 teams, like the top echelon, and then you have those 12 shitbag teams who are in the minor leagues? You win that division, then you can come up. The lower team in the 20-team division goes down. So now these 12
Are you
teams
not
are
listening?
actually
I don't know if is this on? Is this on? The
to your
root
point
of
of competitiveness.
fucking evil is money. It's not the amount of teams or the amount of games they play. It's the money they make. You
I
take
agree with
that
you.
money and split it in half.
But do you think Scrooge McDuck's going to want to fucking divide that money?
Why? We're not talking about whether it's possible or not. We're talking about whether it will work.
To your point of competitiveness, though, the players will be more competitive if there's less positions to be had. So if you cut a fifth of the jobs out of the league, those players will be much more competitive because there'll be less jobs to be had. It'll be less of a cushy gig.
No, they won't. The top echelon gets just get more money.
Well, it's just like you're saying. That isn't how you would distribute the money. We're still distributing the money the way that you want to distribute the money.
How? There's less people.
And those people are getting the money. And then you're still having your relegation terms where there's only 24. So you have the same amount of NBA players, but now there's only 24 NBA teams. So now you've knocked out those 8 teams. And then, so now you have whatever it is, your other secondary league, but instead of having 64 teams, now you have like 36. But the NBA is only like 24 teams.
I like,
but the money is not spread across 64 teams. It's spread across 36. So there's still too much money.
But if you're also shortening the games, there's going to be less money because there's going to be less TV revenue, less ticket sales, less of all these other things. So it's that kind of evens it out. So that the percentages that the players would receive is still kind of like a similar.
So now what? So your goal for your trick to saving sports is to just literally take their money away. Just literally make them take the decision of you just don't get enough. You just don't get any more. You just did not taking it away,
but if you're gonna do that,
less revenue because you're gonna cut the games down, so you're gonna get less TV revenue.
Well, you would have to just because there's less of a product.
Yeah,
but in doing that, then you're creating more scarcity, so that there's more of urgency to watch and more of an urgency to win.
Nope. No, you guys' opinions suck tonight.
You get a team. You get a team. You get a team. You get a team.
I think Bobby and our fucking opinions are spot on.
You fucking sports junkie. You don't want.
I don't like Rich's opinions today. I really don't fucking like his ideas.
You don't want 2 more lower NBA quality leagues to watch where that you can.
You bitch about the quality of
the NBA now.
You fucking bitch about the quality of the players in the NBA right now, and now in college,
it's full of fucking stars. I just said that in this show. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about your dumb, fat, skinny ass that wants to ingest sports constantly and bet on shit while you're jerking off to Fortnite. I'm not talking about me. I'm not going to watch shit ass.
I can't jerk off to Fortnite. I have to have 2 hands, fucking thumbs going.
I don't play video games because I'm not a loser.
I think the quality of the players aren't the quality that you need. If you add 64 teams, if you had 32 more teams, the quality of the players.
The NBA players don't leave. You just give an opportunity. The whole point is you take the pool of money that you have right now and divide it in half because the root of the evil is the money. So fine.
I agree with you. We just have a disagreement on how we're limiting the money.
Good fucking luck. It's not going to happen. Double it.
Cut it.
No, Bobby, just do this.
Just like Ray's cutting his body down and he's more efficient afterwards. Slim that league, baby.
I like Bobby's idea, but for Rich's sake, Rich, great idea. I love it. That's how you're going to save sports.
Thank you, Ray. God, it's all fucking. I was looking for
you. I know.
Simplest minds of the week. Right after this.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? Mama says stupid is stupid does.
Thank you, Raymond. Simplest Minds of the Week, we have two candidates. When you sent this first one, a headline, bizarre footage shows cop open fire after mistaking acorn for gunshots. It wouldn't play, so I haven't watched it. Does anyone want to describe this?
You couldn't see it?
Bobby
No,
will
it
describe it
wouldn't
because
play.
Bobby's the one that found it.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Hey, Ray, did
play
you
right
see
now.
it?
I did. It's been
Oh,
all
it's
over the
fantastic.
interwebs. I have time to watch that
it
kind
was
of
like
stuff.
a viral thing. Yeah, it wasn't even just like some like simple like offbeat thing. Basically, what happened, like the video is it's like a cop walking away from like a traffic stop, and he's looking back at the car. You could see with like his body cam, and then so I guess this acorn falls, and he thinks it's like a gunshot. So in his cop car is the suspect who they've already detained, and then he's like, whoa, and he just fucking starts unloading his clip at the car, and then afterwards there's like a conversation where also the partner starts shooting at the car, and then he's like, whoa, dude, are you good? He's like, yeah, man, a little weird, but good. And then also he's yelling, I'm hit.
I'm actually watching it now. It worked on my computer. It didn't work on my phone. I'll stop.
Do you have AT&T? Do you have AT&T? Is that why?
No, we got hacked. We all got hacked today.
I guess so.
Thanks, China.
Russia.
All right,
We
I
don't
won't
know
watch
who
the
it
whole
was.
thing. I saw the first part. We just ducked and rolled out of nowhere. Started fucking unloading
he
down the
shoots
street.
the guy in the car like 10 times.
Did the guy get hit?
Yes, he got hit once, I think.
Did he die?
No, but he's going to be a millionaire now.
Yeah,
Where was this? It has to be Florida, right?
it is Florida.
Knew it.
Mhm.
Yep, that makes sense.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Yeah, well, that's a good candidate. Oh, there you go. Shocking body camera footage released this week shows a Florida cop's dangerous overreaction. Overreaction in
little
which he
bit.
dropped, rolled, and unloaded an entire clip from his pistol in the direction of a restrained suspect after mistaking an acorn falling on his patrol car for a gunshot. Jesse Hernandez of Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office in Florida Panhandle resigned a month after the incident, as his superiors ultimately determined his use of force was not objectively reasonable. Good for you guys.
Some
Hernandez's
dumbass-
partner, Sergeant Beth Roberts, emerges and opens fire herself after confirming with Hernandez that someone shot at him, making the situation all more baffling. Hernandez, while firing 18 shots, was grunting, yelled out to his partner, "I'm hit! Oh, I'm hit!" Moments later, the footage shows he's crawled to cover, and he claims that he's been shot through the car. Then, likely realizing that he's never shot at all, he tells a frantic Roberts, "I'm good. I feel weird, but I'm good." He later adds, "It might have hit my vest." Oh, what a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot. Okay, nice one. Nice one. The other candidate we have here is a classic New York Post.
You like that?
From one Ray here presented it. The headline is, come on, Post. So many pop-up ads in the Post. So many.
Yeah. That's how they make their money. That's how they make
Stuff.
their money.
You have to. You have to do it.
God, I can't. It doesn't even keep it in front of me. New York City men paying plastic surgeons $5,000 for quote almond-shaped nipples like David Beckham's, a growing trend.
Now he has very nice nipples. I looked. He has nice nipples, but to pay $5,000 to get those, I have those.
I wouldn't call those.
Hold on.
I wouldn't call those.
Yeah, can you bring it? I can't.
Wait, where's
I can't see, Ray. Can you make it? Can
Yep,
you bring it
hold on.
closer?
Yep,
Closer,
hold on.
please. That
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not an almond.
No,
It's
but
more
it's
like
very
a.
hard though. Is it always is it always of that firmness?
Yes, all the time. Winter, summer, spring, fall. My nipples are always hard.
Nice.
For y'all.
Impressive.
I was looking for a rhyme at the end of that. It didn't look like a nut. It looked more like a pea with
You talking about my nipples still? You still
Yeah,
talking
your
about my
nipple
nipples?
your nipple looks like a frozen pea with freezer burn. Is what it looks like.
So
Now,
you're
were
talking
you
about
offended?
no, wait. You're talking about a frozen, like a bag of peas. You're
Like
talking
a bag
about
of
that's
pea, you
Little-
pull
like a
out
little
one of them,
green pea.
but it's got like
Just
that
one
because they're
pea.
there's oddly a lot of white on your nipple, like it's frostbitten.
Well, it's winter right now,
It is, and they
and
protrude.
your mother likes to suck on it.
Okay, see, not even funny.
Bobby laughed.
Shoehorn
It'd be
Ray.
warm at that point.
Bobby
You don't
laughed, and then he said, "I shoehorn you, motherfucker."
Bobby's an easy audience. It's Simple Mind Sports. What the fuck do you want?
I know. It's a layup for me. Both can be true.
He can't understand how to save sports, and he wants to sign bozos for fucking tight
Don't
ends.
you
Guys,
fucking know?
off this
You
guy
know,
tonight.
you
Take
know you
advantage.
lost it. You fucking lost that
Don't
one.
take
You
advantage
lost
of
it
Bobby's
so
fucking-
bad.
You
his
did.
mush
I
brain
crushed
tonight.
you like a grape.
People want David Beckham's nipples, Dr. Mark Everett said, a plastic surgeon of Manhattan's Upper East Side, told the Daily Mail on Wednesday. Dr. Eli Levine, who also has a practice in the same swanky neighborhood, says he's now performing the procedure once every 2 weeks, up from a handful last year. Quote, it's definitely a growing trend, he declared, saying he's also heard men saying they need their nips to look just like Beckham's. I have two questions on this.
Nips like
Number one,
Nips like Beckham.
nips like Beckham. Number one, I'm assuming that the men going into this, or theys, we are progressive and inclusive on the show.
No, we're not.
Men,
It's
theys.
not progressive nor inclusive.
Him's, his. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ray. I really like this. Like, I wish time was malleable so we could put Ray in different environments because his brain is so mushy and malleable. Like, he works in as a plumber around just fucking, I'm assuming, wild animals.
No, there's women at my work. There's men. There's women. There's
literally the dregs of society.
no.
are in
Fuck
there.
you guys. Come
Some
on.
of the stuff that he says, like, you could tell, like, when he's at work and he comes out of a conversation with some of these guys, he's like, fuck it. Yeah. And then you take him out of that and you see what kind of person it is, and then you go throw him into some like fucking douchey liberal college scene where he has to like teach these prima donna goddamn college kids who need safe spaces and see what kind of person he is there with no knowledge of who he was before, and see if that simple mind of his would acquiesce to his environment.
First of all, if the college kids didn't spit on him immediately and and cancel him upon sight, that would be a sign.
Yeah, like put down that cheeseburger, fatty. Have an almond. Your nipples look like peas.
I am allergic. I fucking opened up to you guys today, you sons of bitches, and told you I'm allergic to cashews and almonds, and you fucking made fun of me.
I didn't make fun of you. I just pointed
Yes,
out
you
that
did.
being allergic doesn't mean you don't eat them in exchange for fucking Big Macs. It means you have to have some type of medical reaction to it. And the other point of this too, did you send this? My first initial thought was you sent this article about almond-shaped nipples because you were a little bit intimidated by the almond in itself, and your nipples are just never going to be in that shape.
No, I sent you this article because it reminded me of your mother's nipples.
That's not true. And by the way, poor form.
Oh,
Laps.
Your mother has very nice
many
Elio's pepperoni nipples, so that's why I
So
fucking
many
sent it
laps.
to you.
So many
Just
bad
remembered.
jokes.
No, that was fucking
So
great.
many laps.
It's
It's a
not a
good thing
joke.
you're on
It's true.
It's a good thing you're on a weight loss journey because you're about to sweat after your piss poor mother joke performance tonight. This is my actual last thought on this David Beckham thing. I'm assuming the men, they, them, here, his, hers, walking into this place are fit because it's not David Beckham's nipples that make David Beckham's nipples look great. It's the
his
fact that
breasts.
he's shredded and like one of the most unbelievably like attractive humans the world has ever seen. So do you think it's like people that look like you walking into that place, Ray, that are asking for nipples that think it's going to change their game?
He kind of looks like Adam Sandler in that movie when he Uncut Gems. Ray looks like Adam Sandler from Uncut Gems right now.
A fat, sweaty
You
Jew?
look like fucking Jake Gyllenhaal in Brokeback Mountain, you fucking gay fucking cowboy.
Oh, okay. That's a compliment. And also, oh no, the other one died. Who's the other guy that died?
Joker. I don't remember his name.
I can't remember
Right.
his name.
Heath Ledger.
He died though.
Heath Ledger,
Yeah, he died. Yeah. All right.
I was going to say R.I.P., but R.I.P. to Heath Ledger. By the way, Jake Gyllenhaal is a nice compliment. And is also a handsome man. Fat Sweaty Jew
Thank you
from
Yeah,
Adam
why don't you
Sandler.
guys
Not
fucking go
not
to
as
fucking
much.
Montana? Why don't you go to Montana, you two?
Okay, this has been some
Go to
Sports
Wyoming.
Show
Fuck
Friday
you.
Rewind Thursday night, February 22nd or 23rd. Your choice. See you next time. Sorry. Bye. Is it just our faces? Could you put something on the screen?
Oh God. See, this is why we have show
It's
notes.
every time. It's every time. Why is that not